I've played in them indoors, played in them outdoors. I'm gonna let you know which one of the two I prefer. The Nike A1 performance review starts now. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got the performance review on these bad girls right here. This is the Nike A1, A'ja Wilson's first official signature shoe with the brand. The shoe itself retailed for about 110 bucks, although I think things may have changed since then due to tariffs. Either way, 110 bucks is a really good entry price point, whereas the Sabrina 2s are about 125? Maybe they're a little more now too. Gotta love politics. But either way, is this a great Nike basketball shoe? I'm gonna say no right off the bat. Is it a very good Nike basketball shoe? Yes. It's definitely not my favorite, but I do think that the shoe is gonna cater towards a lot of players that do prefer something like this. Something to keep in mind is just the players that these are built after as well. Sabrina is a 5'11" point guard, whereas A'ja Wilson is a 6'4" center. At least that's what she's listed as online. And I know that 6'4" in NBA terms is like a point guard, you know what I mean? Like that's a small guard. So a shoe like this, you can't say like was built for centers or whatever, because shoes are positionless, you know what I mean? It's all about the features in the shoe and what they can do for you with your specific playing style. So that's exactly how we're gonna break things down. Again, we played in these things indoors, we played in them outdoors, and I think they're really solid. With the traction being one of its two best features, they're basically little nubs in a spiral or radial pattern, so you get consistent coverage throughout, which is something that I really prefer. That's one of the reasons why herringbone is so popular, is not only does it work really well, but it's consistent coverage too. So when you got something like radial and something like herringbone, they're very similar in terms of overall performance, even though their overall looks are a little bit different. Now on an indoor clean court, these things were phenomenal, like really no issues whatsoever. I didn't even really need to wipe, I don't think. I might have wiped out of like habit, but like I don't think that it was necessary, you know what I mean? So yeah, like indoors, fantastic. Obviously, if your indoor court is not well maintained, you might have a different result, but I'm assuming that you'll have that similar type of result with any shoe you wear because the court is not maintained well. Now outdoors, they performed really well too, but I did have some slight slipping here and there. It wasn't anything crazy. It's usually when I get on the paint lines, like it's really weird. I don't know why, I don't remember that as a kid. Like I played primarily outdoors as a kid, and I don't remember ever like splitting, like hitting a paint line. So I don't know if they use different paints nowadays or what, but for whatever reason, anytime I hit a paint line hard, my ass is doing splits out there, dude, and I hate it. So one of the things that I thought was really interesting though is the overall wear and tear. This feels like a super durable shoe. So when you're considering price, this is not going to be a bad option if you're looking to grab something brand new at retail and then take it outside. Usually I always recommend like using your old basketball shoes, like whatever you wore indoors that's now being retired, take them outside. It's gonna save you some money, and now you got a new indoor shoe. But if you only play outdoors and outdoor is your only option, buying something like this isn't a bad move. Like they're really durable. I was shocked. If you look at them side by side with the pair that I played in indoors, the only real spot that you can see a little bit of wear and tear is right here at the heel. But other than that, it looks like it's really consistent all the way through. So that's one of the things where I was quite surprised. Now, is this gonna last you as long outdoors as it would indoors? That's an obvious no. An outdoor surface is just a lot more harsh on the products than, you know, taking them on the hardwood. But overall, like I said, if outdoors your only option, like this is a solid one. Like I would not hesitate to take this outside, which I didn't. These went straight outdoors. Now the cushion is their second best feature, and these are the two attributes that I personally like hold in highest regard besides fit, which we will get into in a little bit. In terms of cushion, we've got a dual density setup. You've got Cushlon on the inside. You've got a slightly firmer EVA carrier on the outside. The cushion's fantastic. This is one of the things where like for its price point, again, I'm just shocked. Like this is a really solid product, you know what I mean? Like again, it's not my favorite, but depending on what you need, like this thing's got it. Cushlon is actually a foam that Nike used to use on its budget models originally, so I think that it's really cool that we're seeing that now on like signatures. They're like, oh, this is legit. And we've been talking about Cushlon, or at least I have been, for 15 years here on this channel. It's awesome. It's only got better too. I think this is like Cushlon 3.0 or whatever they call, I don't know, all the stupid ass numbers. All I know is they're really comfortable compared to like OG Cushlon, and OG Cushlon was dumb comfortable too. The materials are one of the things that I definitely have a love-hate relationship with. I don't love the materials. They do work. They've been plenty durable as well, both indoors and outdoors. Like whatever this crap is, you know what I mean? Like it's very durable. I just don't love it. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes me personally a long time to break this in. And when we're in the realm of textiles, and I've got something like this, like the Sabrina 2, this shoe breaks in no time for me. Like I don't, what is this, my third pair? That's the only thing, is that this is way more durable than this. I've ran through, like, again, I think this is my third pair. These are already starting to fall apart too, which I dislike, especially for their price point. But at the same time, on a discount, I'm taking this all day because the materials are just way more forgiving for me than something like this. But in terms of durability and all of that stuff, super solid. Again, no complaints. So it really depends on what you're looking for out of your performance footwear. And if durability is like a really high mark, these guys are durable. Now the fit is where I have the biggest issue with the shoe, and it's not just with this shoe, it is with the Sabrina 2s and damn near every other Nike that's on shelves right now. They got the weirdest last that is just straight, bro. Like why are they shaped like this? You know what I mean? Like my foot is not that shape. It feels like they're pushing my toe like over, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to get a bunion, even though I'm not. I did two different things with these. I went up half a size, I went true to size. I don't even know which one I like. I have to wear super thin socks with this one right here, with the pink pair that I went true to size with. If I wear my usual basketball socks, these guys right here are just cramp city. My feet are killing me. And this is with a warm up laced loosely to try to like get everything like hot and stuff like that, so it'll like flex and move with my feet, and then I'll tie them and I'll be like, bro, what the f? I'll play one game, my legs are killing me. So I'll end up taking these off, put on the Sabrinas. Fantastic shoe. I will give it credit that I didn't get no blisters. Usually that's what happens when I switch to thin socks versus the thicker stuff. But because the shoe is so tight, my feet weren't going anywhere. There's no shifting in the shoe or anything like that. So blisters weren't a non-issue despite having the sock change and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not my ideal fit. When I go from the A1 to the Sabrina 2, my feet are like, yo, thank you. So yeah, I prefer this one right here. Even though they seem like they're built on very similar lasts, the A1 just got more padding and structure in the back where it just feels more cramped and stuff like that. Plus the throat of the laces, you can't adjust it right at the base like you can with the Sabrina 2. And so my forefoot area is the main area that's like killing me with these things. It's too tight. Oh, and did that lockdown flap on the medial side do anything? No, it would have been better suited on the lateral side for additional lateral support and caging, but at the same time, the materials are so stiff, that wouldn't have mattered either. Now the support is solid as well. The internal torsion plate is very small like it is in the Sabrina 2s and most other Nikes. It's not a full-on plate or anything like that. However, these things are stiff as shit in the forefoot, and it's because of this little rubber wrap right here at the toe. That does help with lateral stability, so it acts as an outrigger, and for that I think that it's great. It's just that for the lack of flex that it also brings, I don't like it. So again, it's one of those things where I prefer the Sabrina 2s. Like with this is about as far as I could get these in hand, whereas with my Sabrinas I can bend these things all the way forward. I'm solid. So yeah, that kind of like plays into the foot fatigue and the leg fatigue and stuff like that. I feel like I'm carrying dead weight sometimes when I'm wearing the Asia 1s, whereas with the Sabrinas I just feel normal. You know what I mean? I feel like I could go out there and do whatever I want. If I'm tired, I'm tired. If I'm feeling speedy that day, then I'm feeling speedy. One of the things though that they both have in common is stability. They both flare out a little bit at the outrigger section, so they are fairly wide in the forefoot. This is something that I think is fantastic for not just any player, but shooters specifically. So yeah, if you shoot a lot and you like stability when you are shooting, which is a key aspect to shooting properly and shooting consistently, the stability in the forefoot is going to be a key thing that you're going to want to look for, and these have it. The internal heel counter feels great. That's one of the things too, is that if you're comparing this to the Sabrina, this is just a more structured shoe, or at least it feels like that with all things considered. So it also feels like a more supportive shoe on top of that. If anything, it feels like you're kind of wearing a boot, like a low top boot, but like when you're wearing these, I just feel nimble. Yeah, again, it really depends on what you're like looking for out of your products. If you want something fast paced, that's what this is. If you're a slower paced person, then this is what you're going to want. Overall though, I think that it's a really solid package. There's a few things obviously that I would tweak here and there, but for the price and for its overall performance package, I think this is a solid buy. But with all that being said, what is today's user submitted question of the day?
I don't know if you saw this going around the internet a little while ago. I just had to Google it to be like, is this a thing? But
it's like a trend?
I guess. Would you join in on the...
Oh, is this the gorilla thing?
100 men versus a gorilla. No weapons are allowed. Also, assuming you would, what would be your tactic and or game plan and how you would defeat said gorilla?
So we're assuming that I am in the mix?
Well, are you?
Hell no.
Okay, now you are. So what do you do?
What is wrong with men? Why do we feel like we can take on a fucking gorilla?
According to the AI overview, 100 men, even if unarmed, could potentially defeat a single adult male gorilla.
Yeah, but how many of the men live?
But it would come at a significant cost, likely including many deaths or serious injuries.
When you say serious injury, we're talking about like arms ripped out of sockets.
While a gorilla is physically stronger than an individual human, the sheer number of men, their ability to coordinate attacks, and potentially use their environment for advantage could lead to their eventual victory.
Look, like who's got home court advantage? You know what I mean? We playing in the woods and like he could pick up a tree and use it as a bat. Bro, they fast as they're all muscle. Why do guys even think of this? Are we bored?
Apparently so.
Do we need things to do? Like, why are we with gorillas? It's not cool. But what about you guys? Sound off below and let us know. On top of all of that, have you played in the Nike A1? If you have, what do you think about it? Do you think it's a great shoe? Do you think it's just an okay shoe for the price point? You think it's solid? That's basically where I'm at for the price point. I think it's a really solid buy. Again, some things can be tweaked here or there, but I'm sure that this will be a shoe that will accommodate a lot of people depending on what you need. Thank you guys once again for being here. We greatly appreciate it. We'll catch y'all on the next one. So until then, you guys have a good one.